So today we're going to create a little animation, something like this. It won't be exactly the same as this because obviously we're going to do from scratch. We're just going to go through it. It won't take long to do, around about 10 minutes or so, just to create what we're looking for. So let's get started on what we're doing. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to create a new project. Okay, so let's just create a new one. So the project we're going to create starts off like this. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is set the stage, okay, and have everything done. Now, rather than just use a stage that already exists, we're going to create our own backdrop. So let's go ahead and we're going to go for paint. Now, this one makes a little bit more sense if we can go ahead and paint it in a bitmap. So remember, a bitmap's made up of pixels. The advantage this has is it's going to allow us to use the fill tool. So I'm just going to go straight ahead, change it to black, select a line, and I'm going to draw my dance floor. So my dance floor is going to look something like this. Now, don't worry too much if your line isn't perfectly straight. By the time we finish with it, it'll be absolutely fine. We're then going to add in some lines. They shouldn't really be parallel, but it wouldn't have to be perspective. You'll notice you're like that. Oh no, he's went over the top. We'll fix that in a wee second. Just go ahead and then throw some across the way. And again, don't worry too much if they're not perfectly straight. And the reason we don't have to worry about the top bit is the first thing we're going to do is fill in the top black. And that takes care of those lines for us. We then don't have to worry about it. The next bit though, you do have to be a little bit careful. Okay, it's very easy at this point to go ahead and accidentally fill in one of the lines. And what that'll do is that'll fill in all the black lines and go up the way. So we're going to pick a colour. I'm just going to go for this red first. Okay, I'm going to use the fill tool, and I'm just going to fill in a couple of squares red. Okay, I'm then going to pick another colour. And it's up to you what colour you pick. You can pick any colour you want to. I'm going to go for this sort of turquoisey colour, and again fill in a couple of squares turquoise. And I'm going to pick another colour. I'm going to go for one of these sort of yellowy gold sort of colours. I'll fill in again a couple of squares. You don't have to make a pattern. Ultimately, you can just fill in where you want to fill in. You feel free to make it as random as you want. Feel free to use as many colours you want. You want to do one colour on one but not on the other. That's absolutely fine. No problem at all. Just go ahead until you're happy with how it looks. I'm going to get a green in here. Okay, and green in there. Now I've got this little bit of white. Don't know if you can quite see it in the corner there. And this is going to be one of those things where you could just try and look at it and grab it. But instead what I'm going to do is zoom in. And you'll see it's only a few pixels. Fill that in green. Sorted. Right, okay, so that's the stage done. Makes more sense if we have a wee look and see what the character might look like. So let's go ahead. We're going to pick a dancer for it. So I'm going to go with my sprite. I'm going to add a new sprite. Okay, but this time rather than paint one, if your skills are better than mine, then go ahead and paint one. But I'm just going to choose a sprite, and I'm just going to search for the word dancer. Okay, or dance, sorry. So I'm going to pick one of these characters. Let's see, who did I have last time? I think I'll go here. Perfect. Okay, so they then get added in. And you see them appear in the top. Okay. And I'm going to get rid of the cat. We don't need Scratch just now. So Scratch is gone. And this character's now on the stage. Resize them until you get them to be the size you want. Okay, so if I click here, you'll sort of see how it looks. All right. Okay, so what we want to do then, first of all, is get this stage looking nice. So we're going to click on the stage, and we're going to go across here. We're going to drag out some code blocks. Okay, so we're going to have it so when the flag starts, we're going to drag out a forever. So we're going to have a loop. Okay, and this loop we're going to drag out. It's just going to make it happen over and over again. So what's going to happen? Well, we're going to make it change the color effects. What we're going to do is we're going to make the colors change. And we'll have a wee play about it to get exactly how we look. So we're just going to grab out change color effect by 25. And if I hit go, yeah, that's a bit fast. Yeah, we can't have it doing that. So let's see if we can fix that a wee bit. So I think maybe some form of delay. So I'm going to grab over this wait 1 second, and I hit go. And that's maybe just a bit in the slow side. Alright, maybe I can make it like half a second, so 0.5. That's quite good, but I think the colours are just too, they're not really blending from one to the other. So let's go ahead and change the effect by 10. And notice I've not stopped and started the program as I'm doing this. All I'm doing is making this happen while it's running so I can see the effect I want. And that looks a little bit better. It's still maybe a little bit sudden for me. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to decrease, the delay. I'll make it 0.2 of a second. Oh, that's a little bit better. Okay, so here we go. We've now got this dance. It's moving around. Happy enough with that. Now what we need to do is make this character dance. Now one of the reasons I picked a dance character is because the dance character comes with lots of costumes. And I'm just going to use these costumes now to help me write a quick bit of code to animate this character. So I'm just going to hit stop to stop the flashing, annoying people. I'm going to drag out when flag closed. Oh, let's make that a little bit bigger. You're never going to be able to read what I've got here. Okay, so when flag clicked, and what we're going to do is we're going to go forever. Okay, and again, we're going to go looks, and this time we're going to go next costume. Now, if I hit go now, yeah, again, it's a bit on the fast side, so I think what I'll do is I'll slow that down. So I'm going to use the same trick. I'm going to grab over a weight, throw it inside the loop. I'm going to hit play. And again, you can kind of look at it and think 1 second's enough, or you can go for half a second. That looks all right. Okay, I think maybe 0.8. There we go, sorted. So that looks good, and we've got that moving. Fantastic. Now it'd be quite good if the person bounced from side to side on the stage as we do it. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to hit stop, and again I'm going to grab in another bit of code. I could put it in here, but actually I'm going to use what we call parallel blocks. So what we're going to do is we're going to have another one, just the same thing, and it's going to again go forever. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to get it to move from one to the other, and I'm just going to use a wee glide for that. Okay, so we can glide, and we're going to glide to one side of the stage. So if I go to minus 200, okay, then what will happen is it'll go over there. Oh, that's a go to, not a glide. Pull that out. Glide to, perfect. Okay, so it's going to glide to that point, which is good, but I want to then glide to the other side. So what I'm going to do is just going to glide 1 second. So just going to glide from here to the other side. So I'm going to glide to positive 200. Okay, and if I hit go now, then what should happen is he glides, and he glides, and he glides, but he's basically just skating at this point. So let's knock that down. Take a good 5 seconds to cross the stage. All right, and again, if you think 5 seconds is too much, knock it up to 10, or maybe you want them to go really slow in one direction, but quicker in another direction, which is exactly what I've got here. Okay, so that's us, we're nearly done. Okay, we've got the background animated, we've got the character dancing. The last thing we need to do is throw in some music. So we'll do that on backdrops. So we go back to the backdrop, and this time I'm going to grab in a forever. Okay, so forever with a flag, and what we're going to do is we're going to get it to play a piece of music. Right, well, pop's not going to be any use. What can we use? So let's get some sounds. So the way to get the sounds is we click here, and we're just going to go with choose a sound, and I'm going to search for music. Okay, and search. Oh, well, there's loads of music here, so let's see if we can't find something a little bit more. So right, so let's see what this is. So I hit play. That'll do. So we go back into the codes and we're going to grab out the sounds and we're going to play dance around until done. And there we go, that should be us coming in at around about 10 minutes, and finally we have the final task. Okay. Have fun with it, feel free to change and move things around and do stuff and make it look a little bit different. It's your project to do with that. Thanks very much, bye bye.